Gentleman from Stanton, Mr. Bell.
Mr. Speaker, I rise for a point of personal privilege.
Gentleman may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, the need for virtual learning opportunities is becoming more and more apparent in this digital age. With limited resources and students with a wide range of needs, establishing virtual programs is one way we can address the growing demands on our education system. You know me as an advocate for virtual education, but those are not my words. Those are the words of the education governor. Those are words that the education governor used after he vetoed House Bill 8. A strange veto, given the fact that last year he signed nearly identical legislation, numbered as House Bill 324, with the understanding and the condition that it did have a reenactment clause, and the condition was that if we passed the bill again in the General Assembly, that it would become law. Somewhere along the way, we slid off the rails, and that didn't happen. And now I have a problem. I have to explain to 600 students enrolled in full-time virtual education why that program might not be there for them next year. And I have to come up with an explanation for the 1,200 students and families on a waiting list as to why they won't be eligible again next year. And somehow, we have to offer an explanation to the 5,000 people we identified in that legislation under the cap who are interested in full-time virtual education. Perhaps you or the education governor can help me with that explanation, because I don't have a good one. Here's what I do know. In this country, there is a digital wave of technology sweeping over us. We should have seen it coming years ago. Some of us did, some of us did not. We have a choice. We can do as 31 other states have done, and we can climb that wave, and we can ride the crest of it, and we can enjoy the success that virtual learning brings us. Or we can languish behind 31 other states, and we can get buried under that wave of technology. We've lost another year. Next year, we will probably be lower than 31 states. We have embraced the idea of telemedicine, telepsychiatry, the new Virginia economy, which calls on new and improved and expanded technical and digital skills. All those things we have wrapped our arms and hearts around as we try to make this Commonwealth a good place for everyone. But virtual education is trapped. And it's trapped mostly in the false narrative of the education establishment, who insists on putting out distorted truths, half-truths, and even untruths about this virtual education bill. And it's time that we recognized it for what it is. It's time that we understood there are children who deserve a free and appropriate education that aren't getting that in a brick and mortar classroom. That the most appropriate education for them is done virtually. That parents, in most cases, still know what's best for their children, not the state of Virginia. we have closed the door on opportunity for a lot of people with this veto. That's unfortunate. But I can tell you this, because I believe so strongly and I'm so passionate about the good that lies within this concept, that we won't stop, we won't quit, and comparisons to the existing program under Virtual Virginia are really not comparisons at all. Those programs are as different as day and night. And I won't take the time today to highlight those differences, but I'll be happy to share them with anybody that wants to see them. And in the meantime, I want you to think about it. When I met with the governor, I told him that I knew he didn't like being 31st. He doesn't even like being second. And that's one thing that he and I share. And I thought we had found common ground. Instead, we remain at odds over the value of full-time virtual education. I'm sorry for that, but I accept the challenge of continuing this fight. And I look forward to another day and another battle. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.